Hey, hi, how's it going, everybody? So today, once again, the Red Potions channel coming at you for all of your tips and tricks for writing, art, and video games. And today I wanted to cover the first thing I need to talk about when it comes to writing. So with writing, you're going to encounter two things that are extremely difficult to overcome. The first thing is almost immediate. uh you have an idea, a concept, you've seen something that's given you inspiration to write a short story or a novel or whatever, but you can't find the starting point for what you want to write about because it's simple when it's a recording of an idea or a concept. You see something, you press record, you record that idea, you record whatever that inspiration might be. When writing, you have to write that in detail, and you have to write enough uh, detail to capture the essence of what you're trying to give people visually, what they see in their mind when they read what you have written. And the starting point of that, where to begin, is always extremely difficult. And somewhere at some point in your writing, you'll encounter a writer's block. You'll just run out of any thought to move forward at that point. And so I figured I would give a couple tips on how you can better solve the problem, the situation when it arises, uh, to get past that point, to find a way around it. And the most important one that I can give is whenever you sit down and you go to begin your writing, or you have been writing and you encounter a severe writer's block where nothing seems to be coming to you, the very first thing that I can recommend is to stop writing. And I don't mean long term, step away forever. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, you encounter a writer's block, stop thinking about it. You encounter a writer's block, do something else. You encounter a writer's block, you need to get your mind off of it somehow. Go somewhere and do something else. Take your dog for a walk, take your children to the park, go grocery shopping, whatever. Just step away from it. Don't drive yourself crazy sitting there trying to figure out how to further the story. Because sometimes, in most occasions, you need to give yourself time to let go and forget about it and then come back to it later feeling renewed and refreshed in some kind of way. And the second thing with writer's block, you want to try to do the same thing, but it's harder to do the same thing when you have all these thoughts that you've already written behind the point in which you stop, the point in which you're having the issue. So at that point, what I recommend is going online or going to a library, whatever is best accessible for you, and just reading other people's writing. It's really that simple. For me personally, this is what I found to be the most inspirational for me to kind of continue my path forward, is to read other people's writing. And I'm not saying like copy it or anything like that, but at some point you might run into something that just clicks with you and you have your idea finished. It's something in the book or something online that you read, and it can really be anything. It doesn't even have to be a book or anything like that. You can go and read America's Most Misspelled Words, and you go there and you're like, wow, there's a few words, at least for me in my experience, there was quite a few words that I was like, I've been spelling them all this time incorrectly. And for whatever reason, because my brain was thinking in a different direction than the direction that I was set on. Because when you sit down and you start writing, you have a course and your thought process is only going in that direction, and something else happens and your mind goes in that direction. All of a sudden, it just makes sense and it clicks with you, and there you go. You've overcome your writer's block out of nowhere. It just happens. Another thing that I recommend is there is so many informational videos out there. The one I can highly recommend is the Joe Rogan podcasts, where he has such a diverse amount of people. Even if you're not into religion or aliens or politics or anything like that, the concept is he has somebody that, let's just say politics. I'm not really big into politics, but I listened to this person's political views and I listened to their conversation back and forth, and it was something that just took my brain in a direction that I never would have taken on my own without something coming in and distracting me and changing me. So overall, what I'm saying is the best thing to do with writer's block is to walk away from your writing and let other things manipulate your brain and take your brain into other directions. It's worked for me so many times where it was like, okay, I'm stuck on this. I don't know where to go any further. I'm going to go hang out with my son. I'm going to go hang out with this person. I'm going to go grocery shopping. I'm going to go for a drive and listen to some music. All this stuff, like so many options that you could do to distract yourself and pull yourself away from your writing. You're really not going to help yourself at all to break your writer's block just sitting there and staring at the paper or the computer or whatever you're using to write. It's just going to make it worse to the point where you're stressed out and you just want to give up. You know, I'm not saying that you would give up. You just get that feeling, that overwhelming feeling where it's like, should I even be trying to do this? And you don't want any of that. You don't want to stress yourself out. Just walk away. It'll come to you later at some point, whether it doesn't matter what you're doing. At some point out of nowhere. And I've had this where on multiple occasions I was like, I just can't get past this. I can't think of a way to get past this idea, to write this next part in detail, to come up with this character to counter the main character, for example. Like, that's something I have the most trouble with. And all of a sudden, I've had these thoughts several times where it's like, I still have this writer block. This sucks. And, it was a couple weeks later. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm watching my two boys play together, and the way they're playing together and the dynamic of how they're interacting with each other. Sometimes they're happy with each other. Sometimes they're not happy with each other. Sometimes they get on each other's nerves. And just their interaction between them snapped me out of that and gave me a perfect idea for the main character's most influential enemy. It doesn't even have to be the main enemy. And I realized that when I was watching, I was like, the main enemy doesn't have to be the enemy that the main character interacts with the most emotionally or personally. It's like, when somebody orders a team to go in and attack somewhere, those people see the team. They don't see the person that ordered them to go in there, because that's the true enemy. But they aren't emotionally invested in that person that sent the team. They're emotionally invested in the team because the team is the ones that are right up front in their face attacking them, so on and so forth. You get what I'm trying to say. So I recommend, like I said, before, you have writer's block or you don't know where to begin, go do something else. It's really that easy. And like I said, also, it might take weeks before you snap out of it, but something will eventually snap you out of it. Don't get discouraged, and don't sit there for hours just staring at a piece of paper or staring at your computer. Walk away and just let it come to you. And yeah, that's going to be it for my first writing video. Hope it's informative. Hope it helps you guys out. And if you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button or like, or just leave me a comment saying, you know, it was really great or it was horrible. I mean, I'll take any criticism. If there's something that I need to do different, something I need to change, or something that I forgot to talk about, or something you guys want me to talk about in another video, feel free to leave me a comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, later.